Greetings and a warm welcome back to my channel, cherished viewers. In today's adventure on my channel, we're diving into the captivating world of The Sims 4, where we'll be continuing the enthralling journey of the Carrier Legacy in its 11th installment. Prepare yourself for twists, turns, and delightful simulations that promise to entertain. Join me as we bring our virtual saga to life once more. Apologies for the rather abrupt start, however. It was imperative for Stetson to address an urgent call of nature. Immediately after attending to nature's call, he conscientiously cleansed his hands. Seizing an extra dollop of soap, he lathered his hands with meticulous care, ensuring every inch was purified. He sauntered into the kitchen, eager to unearth the culinary treasures that awaited him in the cool embrace of the refrigerator. He eased himself onto the edge of the table, and with a contented sigh, began to savor his meal. Savoring the rich golden brown pancakes, he relished each bite as the delightful symphony of flavors melted harmoniously on his palate. After finishing his meal, he carefully cleaned his plate as Calvin's infectious giggles filled the room. Meanwhile, his beloved Ashton found solace in the gentle embrace of slumber. As the hands of the clock aligned with the 7:30 p.m. mark, Calvin emerged from his slumber. A symphony of giggles soon filled the room, as if his dreams had whispered a secret joke only he understood. Stirring from her slumber, Yesenia, Calvin's elder sister, rose with a singular purpose in mind. With the grace of one accustomed to the quietude of household afternoons, she made her way to the kitchen to savor the day's culinary remnants. With each bite, she savored the fluffy pancakes as they melded perfectly with the sweet golden drizzle of honey, a true delight to her taste buds. Awakened from a profound slumber, Ashton extended an arm, tenderly raised Calvin, and placed him down with care upon the chilled tile of the kitchen. She then glided out the door, seamlessly merging with the crisp caress of the nocturnal air. Under the velvet shroud of night, she indulged in an alfresco bath, enveloped by whispers of the cool, nocturnal breeze. As the clock's hands aligned at 9 p.m., Yesenia surrendered to the night's embrace, retreating into the peaceful sanctuary of sleep. Deep in slumber, she found herself wandering the hallowed halls of her own magnificent castle, utterly convinced she was royalty, her dreams weaving her into the life of a princess adored by all. At roughly 9:30 in the evening, a sudden sensation roused her from slumber, a loose tooth demanding her attention, begging to be extracted. With wide-eyed wonder, Yesenia gently nestled her tooth beneath her pillow, her heart fluttering at the thought of the tooth fairy's impending nocturnal exchange, a magical gift for her tiny treasure. At 9:50 in the evening, she surrendered once more to slumber's gentle embrace. Minutes later, Ashton stepped into the soothing spray of the shower, carefully shaving her underarms and legs, before slipping into a peaceful slumber. Meanwhile, Calvin was heard all the time giggling without stopping a minute. The whole family lay in a serene repose, surrendered to the gentle embrace of sleep. As twilight faded into the wee hours, Ashton roused from her slumber with the singular purpose of nourishing little Calvin. The soft clatter of crockery and the sweet scent of honey-infused pancakes filled the air, sating her own hunger. Contentedly fed and hearts warmed, she allowed the comforting embrace of sleep to enfold her once more. In the hush of serenity, young Porter, his senses fully alert, reclined in a haven of contemplative repose. Time forged ahead, relentless and unyielding, and with it a change took root deep within him. Initially, it whispered, a mere murmur at the fringe of his awareness. Yet, as moments merged into hours, that whisper swelled into a clamor impossible to ignore. Stealthily at first, hunger had slinked closer, its grip tightening until resistance was futile. His once stoic facade crumbled as hunger's cry grew too loud to bear. Tears, unbidden, welled and traced silent rivers down his cheeks, a poignant symbol of his visceral need for nourishment. As the clock's hands inched towards the mystical hour of midnight, Yesenia awoke with a start, a sudden epiphany piercing her slumber. Excitement coursed through her, an effervescent thrill she could hardly keep at bay. This was no run-of-the-mill evening. It shimmered with enchantment, and the nostalgia of innocent years. Hope swelled in Yesenia's chest as she remembered. The tooth fairy was poised to grace her with her presence, exchanging a token of childhood for the precious tooth secreted away beneath her pillow. The mere thought banished the remnants of sleep, her eyes alight with awe as she awaited the spellbinding moment. Throughout the entire expanse of the night, the children lay restless in their beds, with their eyes wide open in quiet defiance, as the relentless passage of time unspooling before them, seemingly without end. The gentle night whispered its calming lullabies, a tranquil serenade that was all but comforting, while shadows cascaded across the room, enveloping it in an embrace akin to a soft, enveloping quilt, woven from the darkest threads of twilight. Yet, despite the night's soothing efforts, sleep tauntingly hovered just out of reach, teasingly elusive. A palpable excitement coursed like electricity through their veins, igniting every nerve, every fiber of their being, setting their minds ablaze with vivid imaginations that raced at breakneck speed. This fervent anticipation filled their hearts with an untamed, exuberant spirit, utterly incompatible with the still and quiet repose that the night demanded. The hours, steadfast and indifferent, marched on in their silent cadence, persistently ticking away as the world outside their window sank deeper into slumber. However, within the shadow-cloaked confines of the children's sanctuary, their boundless energy pirouetted and leaped, flourishing and unbridled, seemingly unaffected by the inexorable advancement of the clock's creeping hands. In this cocoon of nighttime stillness, the vibrant exuberance of youth continued to dance vibrantly, a stark contrast to the languid, sleepy world beyond their lively oasis. Bathed in the moon's soft caress, Ashton awakened, a sense of duty stirring her soul. Whispers from the neighboring room, the little ones, hinted at hungry dreams. Silently she rose, her feet gliding across the cool wooden dance floor of night, preserving the hush that wrapped the home in peace. Crossing the nursery's threshold, Ashton greeted by hopeful gazes and tiny grins, warmth bloomed within. With loving care, she crafted their nighttime feast, each measure and stir a testament to her devotion. She fed them, a whispering seraph, melodies twining with starlight, lulling little hearts. Around them, lullabies and soft sips spun a cocoon of serenity. Eyelids drooped, tiny fluttering moths to the flame of dreams. With a healer's touch, Ashton soothed and settled them into cribs like precious pearls, their contentment his symphony. She stood watch, a steadfast sentinel, until sleep's tender embrace reclaimed her treasured flock. Only after their breaths wove harmonies with the night did she drift away, the evening's murmurs a lullaby for her own soul's repose. Beneath the night's hushed veil, Yesenia savored a rejuvenating soak under the vast canopy of the sky, surrendering to the tender murmurs of the wilderness and the caress of the cool nocturnal breeze. A concerto of night dwellers played, lending a harmonious tone to her tranquil indulgence. Emerging from the water's embrace, she enfolded herself in a plush towel, its fabric cradling her silhouette, sealing in the balmy touch of the bath. Freed from the day's burdens, Yesenia retreated into her sanctuary, easily descending into the depths of a restful slumber, nestled in night's tender cradle. Dawn's first whispers painted the sky, bathing the world in a soft bluish hue as Stetson emerged from his slumber. Nearing 7 a.m., when the deep hush of night yields to the gentle rustle of the early risers, Stetson greeted the day. In the hushed sanctuary of his room, a serene mindset reflected the tranquility that surrounded him, easing the shift from dreams to the dawn's fresh potential. Alongside, the clock's metronomic tick-tock neared the hour, signaling the day's unfolding rituals and the stirring of life anew. Swiftly, he catered to young Calvin's needs, the tender infant nestled in their peaceful home's hushed cradle. With loving gentleness, he provided sustenance, filling the tiny one's belly with warmth and satisfaction. The comforting cadence of feeding concluded, he turned inward, nurturing himself. He stepped into the calming clasp of the outdoors, surrendering to a rejuvenating soak beneath the sky's expanse, the quietude of his environment enveloping him as completely as the purifying waters. Calvin treasured the milk bottle, a creation of his father Stetson's loving hands. Each warm drop was steeped in family care, turning a simple drink into a token of fatherly affection. With every gulp, comfort and fulfillment washed over him. The milk's subtle taste and the emotion woven into its preparation were irresistible. So he indulged until the bottle was empty, cherishing the crafted creamy delight. This routine act transcended the ordinary, symbolizing a father-son connection as pure and nourishing as the cherished milk itself. Finally, the awaited moment dawned as the familiar figure who kept the ranch running approached. Stetson, simmering with anticipation, could at last sink into the long-envisioned tranquil waters of his bath. This modest indulgence, a rejuvenating pause, was his ritual before plunging into the day's strenuous toils. As the water enfolded him, it offered a fleeting sanctuary from drudgery, a purifying prelude to the fruitful endeavors that lay ahead. As dawn's first delicate fingers of light caressed the vast expanse of the horizon, it beckoned Stetson to commence his day's toil. With his boots secured firmly, he stood poised to delve into the day's myriad tasks, each a vital thread in the fabric of the ranch's bustling rhythm. In the midst of this, a steadfast ranch hand watched over young Calvin with eagle-eyed vigilance. The hand, a steadfast bastion of care, ensured the boy's security and comfort. This allowed Stetson to dedicate himself to the day's demands, his mind unburdened, knowing Calvin thrived under the watchful presence of such able guardianship. Yesenia awoke from the depths of sleep. A new day beckoned, brimming with the thrill of undiscovered knowledge, fresh interactions, and awaiting adventures. Gently, she unfurled from the sanctuary of her warm blankets, enticed into the day by the promise of lively classes and cherished companions. With a soft yet determined spirit, Yesenia readied herself to seize the bounty of opportunities that her school held in store, each element of her morning ritual marking a thoughtful prelude to the scholastic odyssey ahead. At 8:45 a.m., Porter emerged from the grip of his dreams, stirring gently to the day's embrace. The young light nudged his eyelids open, and instinctively, he thought of his mother. Intent on beginning her day with warmth, Porter slipped from his blankets and shuffled out, shaking off the last whispers of sleep. With a heart full of care, he moved to his mother's room. His hand rested lightly on the door, a brief pause to ready a smile. Then, with the boundless love of a devoted son, he gently pushed the door open and stepped inside, ready to awaken his mother, Ashton, and weave into the tapestry of their morning the threads of familial warmth and routine. Upon spotting the glint of a sprawling, watery menace on the kitchen floor, Ashton leapt into action with a mop as her trusty steed. She tackled the floor with fervent zeal, her movements a dance of diligence, ensuring not a single treacherous drop remained. Her keen foresight averted calamity, for any unsuspecting soul might have fallen victim to the deceitful Slick. With swift, thoughtful strokes, Ashton reclaimed the kitchen's sanctity, its glossy expanse now a testament to safety and immaculate care. Afterwards, she strolled to her unassuming bathroom, a sacred space. With intent grace, she twisted the tap, unleashing a stream of warmth that hugged her senses awake. The shower's cascade rejuvenated her spirit, rinsing off dream remnants, steeling her for the day's hum. Clad in sturdy attire, a testament to the day's demands, she emerged onto the ranch, where morning dew clung to her boots. Ahead lay the day's labor, an orchestration of toil and tenderness, destined to fill the daylight until evening's hush returned. As dawn unfurled its golden mantle over the land, the ranch hand moved with a contemplative grace, tending to the little ones amidst the hush of early morning. Gently, she bathed the bright-eyed toddler, awash with wonder, and the dozing baby, cocooned in serenity against the playful splashes. Beneath the boundless sky, the children basked in the delight of their open-air bath, cradled by the ranch's soothing beauty. Each motion of the hand was infused with warmth and proficiency, echoing the heartbeat of ranch life, where every act, simple in its essence, resounds with a love that is as vast as the land and as intimate as its kinship. At 10:20 sharp, Ashton stepped into her dual role with vigor. She was the heart and soul that nurtured the land and its creatures. Her daily pilgrimage began with a sense of earnest devotion. She tenderly catered to the eclectic menagerie that dwelled on her ranch, initiating the ritual of feeding with precision and affection. Her hands, seasoned by experience, deftly apportioned out food, ensuring every sheep, goat, and horse was nourished equitably. Once the feast was set, Ashton dedicated herself to the crucial endeavor of sanitization, a token of her love, safeguarding a pristine habitat for her beloved wards. Gliding from enclosure to enclosure, her presence was as serene and masterful as the dawn's watchful embrace, caressing the ranch's serene flurry of activity. A symphony of anticipation surrounded the flock of sheep and the herd of goats, all waiting for the pinnacle of their day. This cherished slice of time shimmered with promise, as the nurturing hand of their caregiver was soon to appear bearing the gift of sustenance. The sun's ascent brought with it a crescendo of eager bleats and baas, the air crackling with their collective excitement for the approaching moment. At the appointed time, a figure of unwavering kindness emerged, arms laden with a feast of the freshest, most wholesome feed, each selection reflecting a deep consideration for their well-being. Together they would convene in peaceful communion, hearts brimming with thanks, as they indulged in the delectable nourishment before them, each bite deepening the fulfilling serenity that their daily ritual of feeding graciously bestowed upon their bucolic existence. In the tranquil symphony of the rural expanse, she poured herself into the sacred dance of caring for her flock, her touch infused with the innate tenderness that marks the truest of shepherdesses. Her hands moved with expertise, her rhythm steady, as she wove through the woolen throng, shearing with an elegance that left each sheep lighter and ready for the season's turn. The harvested wool, exquisitely plush and caressable, held the promise of cozy respite from the impending chill. With the sheep attended to, she shifted her focus to the goats, their serene bleats a melodious score to her endeavors. With gentle precision, she drew forth the milk, its richness as untainted as the bucolic existence she embraced. This pure elixir, a gift from the herd, stood ready to fortify and satisfy, a liquid heritage flowing through the veins of this unchanging pastoral symphony. The slight figure of Porter danced with mischief, his heart rebelling against the humdrum. Eyes sparkling with rogue delight, he wielded a dripping brush, streaking the verdant grass with a riot of paint splatters. The once immaculate lawn transformed into an impromptu canvas, his arms every swing scattering a wild symphony of color that pranced in the lush blades. As the paint showered down, it bestowed upon the landscape a whirlwind of creativity, unexpected, chaotic, and utterly captivating. As I wrap up this chapter, I want to pause for a moment and sincerely thank you for being a vital part of my journey. If you've enjoyed this video, I would be deeply grateful if you could take a quick second to press the thumbs up button, a small gesture that makes a big impact. When you share this video, you pay one of the highest compliments to the work I've created. If my message has struck a chord with you, share the inspiration with friends and family, helping this community of like-minded individuals to grow and thrive. Jumping into the comments section breathes life into my exchange, weaving richness and diversity into my collective narrative. I'm eager to read your viewpoints, stories, or reactions below. Every comment enriches the tapestry of our discussion and adds value for everyone tuning in. If you're new here, and this video has sparked something inside you, I'd warmly invite you to join our community of curious and passionate souls by subscribing. It's the best way to stay connected and ensure that you're in the loop with all the exciting content on the horizon. As we sign off, I offer you my deepest thanks. Your attention and engagement are the heartbeat of this channel. I'm filled with anticipation for what's ahead and can't wait to share it with you.